Hello everybody, this is the Starving Martian, and today I am very pleased to be able to bring you this review of the Mars Attacks Martian Commander figure put out in 2012 by Mezco Toys. Now this is a figure I never actually thought I would personally own, because although it appears to have initially released at a reasonable $15 to $25 price range, it has since shot up in price, where you'll most likely find these in the 100+ range, $100, 115, 175, and that is just far too much for one action figure, especially for a collector on a budget like myself. However, recently I did happen to find myself with a little bit of extra money and was fortunate enough to come across a seller on eBay who had this guy for like 50 bucks, so half price. Still a lot more than I normally pay for one figure, but all things considered, I said to myself, when am I going to get this chance again? And so I plucked it down and snatched this guy up. So this is the Martian Commander from Mezco. I know a couple of you guys have asked about this, wondering about why it's so expensive, and all I can say is initially, like I said, it was about $15 to $25. It shot up quite a bit since then because these were not made and produced for, kids. This was not something made for your average, run-of-the-mill, oh, hey, that's a nice alien, think I'll pick that up kind of person. This is specifically for collectors. And so there would have been a limited amount of these available, and once they stopped making them, they stopped making them. So if you didn't get them in the initial run and you wanted one, the prices started to skyrocket fairly quickly to where we are now. Like I said, over $100 a pop. Fortunately, I did get mine considerably cheaper. So let's take a look at this guy. And I'm really glad I was able to get my greedy little grubby hands on him. He's a very nice Martian figure. So let's get in a little closer on his noggin. You can see his beady eyes staring through. Some great detail work on the brain. His little ganglia. On the side of his head, you can see those metallic inserts over there, which I've always assumed do something to help like their hearing. This is his neck. I like the fact that you can actually see like separate brain sections as you come down here. This part of the brain on the bottom is different shape and color, and so that probably has different brain functions there. A little bit of spikes running down the back of his neck. So the back of his air tank. And nice detail work there. You got the little gray bits here, and then the black tube coming down. There's the ridging on his arms and legs is very nicely done. And then you got the front of the suit detailed perfectly, and the black hose coming in, looping down in a nice angle there. His hands are very nicely done. You can see that he's got all his fingers are individually molded, and he's got like pointy fingers there. Going down to the boots. And there you have it. He comes with 3 accessories. He has a ray stick. That's this lightning rod looking thing right here, which he can hold. He also has a blaster. And he has a rifle. And initially these bits looked a little boring to me. I kind of wish that they made them in color. Put some color on these. But if you go back to the original source material, the Mars Attacks trading cards, you'll see that they actually were done all in black. And they actually got the detailing pretty darn close. Here's the infamous burning flesh. And yeah, you can see details on the rifle compared to the picture. All that it's missing is this tube here to connect it to the Martian. So they actually did an excellent job. The picture I just showed you, by the way, was from the Mars Attacks 50th anniversary book, which came out at the same time, which might explain why this guy's noggin is also shown in the first couple pages of the book there. Although oddly, the book shows him without his helmet. Now, you can't actually take his helmet off, but you can still turn his head. The whole helmet rotates with it. So you can still look around and see where the Earthlings are hiding. As far as the rest of his posability goes, his arms can rotate. His legs as well swivel out a bit, which doesn't really aid in posability too much. His feet can rotate right there at the boot. Same with his hands, which rotate about here. Now, you gotta be careful with this guy because he's got points that look like they should bend, like at the elbow. Over here, it looks like one of those swivel joints, and it's not. It's just detailing. And the knees as well look like they should bend, and they don't. And I imagine some people have probably snapped limbs off of this guy and regretted it. So you gotta be careful when and how you pose him. So he will hold any of his weapons. We're just gonna have him hold his blaster pistol for now. But you have to, again, be careful because his hands are kind of soft. They're a little bit flexible. And the fingers, like I said, are thin. And, you know, so you're just gonna wedge it in there and be careful when you do. Because you don't want to break a finger loose. But his finger will fit over the trigger there. And he's all armed up and ready to invade. Come on, stand. He'd been standing fine before. But now that I'm playing with him on camera, he doesn't want to stand anymore. There you go. Yeah, that's the thing about these figures. Sometimes there's just a sweet spot getting them to stand, and if you do anything above or beyond that, they say, no, I'm going to fall on my face now. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the package, and then we'll do a comparison with an older Mars Attacks figure. It'll be fun. Here's the box that he came in. Mars Attacks. And you see how it's kind of crumpled up here a little bit. I think that might be why it was marked down so much. Here's a nice image here from the trading cards. The very first card in the set, The Invasion Begins. 50 Years of Mayhem, it says. Martian Commander. Turn the box around. Get another picture from a card. Anybody name that card? I'll give you 3 seconds. Alright, 3 seconds are up. That was Prize Captive. Okay, get another shot of the figure. A shot of the checklist card with a short synopsis of the story, which is always nice. On the inside of this, if you open it up, this is actually all artwork taken from the original card series. So, nice attention to detail there. Now, as far as comparisons go, let's put him alongside the Martian Ambassador from the Mars Attacks movie. This figure is made in 1996 and has its own review on my channel. It's you'll find it under Martian merchandise. Just click on my name, Starving Martian. There'll be the playlist. So here's the two of them side by side. So you can see a little bit of similarities, a little bit of differences. And you know what? I still think these figures hold up very well. If you don't have the 125 to pluck down for this guy, these guys work. Okay, maybe not just as well, but they still work fine as Mars Attacks display pieces. You can see he's a little bit chunkier, and some of the detailing is lacking. The tubes just go straight across instead of hanging down like they would. There's different paint schemes going on in the face. Not quite as much detail on this guy, but still, if you can't afford this guy, I would be perfectly happy with just some of the original ones. Um, Size wise, they look good together. You could put them in the same army, and then you have to wonder who has the higher rank, the ambassador or the commander. I would say the commander probably has a higher military rank, whereas the ambassador is more of a political figure. Um, in case you're curious, by the way, what makes this guy a commander? That is a question. He doesn't seem to have any particular markings, but the answer is actually found in his gloves, which, as you can see, are a light green, kind of a lime green. And we see that here in the card, The Invasion Begins, where this commander figure, ordering all the other Martians onto the ships, has that color gloves. The rest of the Martians portrayed in the card series just have green gloves, the same color as the rest of their outfit. And as I said before, this guy looks a little bit slimmer, a little bit sleeker, and I do wonder if they're taking inspiration from the IDW comics, which were out at the time. And you could definitely see some similarities here. He's even got the same more claw-like hands. All right. All right, and so that was the Martian Commander figure from Mezco. If you're ever fortunate enough to find one at a good price, pick it up. Even if I had the money, I would not pay over $100 for this thing. Um, you have to know what's worth what to you. But for me, I would never spend that much on a single toy. I also have kids that need food, for example. but but if you get a chance to pick this guy up, I think he's worth it. So this has been the Starving Martian. We'll catch up with you later, everybody, with another review. Until then, have a good one, but keep watching them skies.